this material world. Ante, at the ultimate end. Parishtagataye, unto him who is the ultimate goal, the highest success of life. Hare, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Namaha, respectful obeisances stay unto you. Translation by His Divine Grace Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Lord, O Supreme, pure, you live within the core of everyone's heart and observe all desires and activities of the conditioned souls. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Lord Krishna, your reputation is bright and illuminating. You have no beginning, for you are the beginning of everything. This is understood by pure devotees because you are easily accessible to the pure and truthful. When the conditioned souls are liberated and sheltered at your lotus feet, after roving throughout the material world for many millions of years, they attain the highest success of life. Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we offer our respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. Purport by His Divine Grace Prabhupada Ki Jai. The demigods certainly wanted Lord Vishnu to relieve their anxiety, but now they directly approach Lord Krishna, for although there is no difference between Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu, Krishna descends to this planet in his Vasudev feature for the purpose of Paritrana Sadhunam Vinashaya Dushkritam, protecting his devotees and annihilating the miscreants. Demons or atheists always disturb the demigods or devotees, and therefore Krishna descends to punish the atheists and demons and fulfill the desire of his devotees. Krishna, being the original cause of everything, is the supreme person above even Vishnu and Narayan. Although there is no difference between these different forms of the Lord. As explained in Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, verse 46. Deeparchare vahidashantaramabhyupetya Deepayate vivirtahetu samana dharma Yastagra eva hicha vishnutaya vibhati Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Krishna expands himself as Vishnu the way a bright candle kindles another. Although there is no difference between the power of one candle and another, Krishna is compared to the original candle. The word Mrishta Yashase is significant herein because Krishna is always famous for relieving his devotee from danger. A devotee who has sacrificed everything for the service of Krishna and his only source of relief is the Lord is known as Akinchana. As expressed in the prayers offered by Queen Kunti, the Lord is Akinchana Vitta, the property of such a devotee. Those who are liberated from the bondage of conditioned life are elevated to the spiritual world, where they achieve 5 kinds of liberation: Sayojya, Salokya, Sarupya, Sashtya, and Samipya. They personally associate with the Lord in 5 mellows: Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. These rasas are all emanations from Krishna as described by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The original mellow Adiras is conjugal love. Krishna is the origin of pure and spiritual conjugal love. Om Agyan Mirandasya Gyan Anjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Tadati Sapadantikam. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Sapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shinivadi Paschati Deshatayane. O Lord, O Supreme Pure, you live within the core of everyone's heart and observe all the desires and activities of the conditioned souls. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Lord Krishna, your reputation is bright and illuminating. You have no beginning, for you are the beginning of everything. This is understood by pure devotees because you are easily accessible to the pure and truthful. When the conditioned souls are liberated and sheltered at your lotus feet, after roving throughout the material world for many millions of years, they attain the highest success of life. Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we offer our respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, which is called as the prescribed duties of the mankind. Chapter number 9, which is called as the appearance of
Demon
appearance of the demon Vritsasura. Very nice. So we are reading there how the demigods are praying to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for protection against the son of Tvashta, Vritsasura. And they are glorifying and reinforcing that what makes Krishna the only Supreme Personality of Godhead where they can approach for the fulfillment of their desire to be protected. There is no one else who can do this. So in this particular prayer, we are reading Prabhupada is explaining that they are directly approaching Krishna in this particular prayer. The Supreme Personality of Godhead known as Krishna. Why Krishna? Well, Krishna and Vishnu are same. There is no difference between the two. It is already been explained. But Krishna is famous for protecting his devotees. Krishna appeared Paritarnaya Sadhunam Vinashaya cha Dushkritam. So he protects his devotees and annihilates his miscreants. And who are the demons? Or who are the atheists who are always disturbing the devotees and the demigods? So Krishna takes it upon himself to protect his devotees from such attacks. Now, a pure devotee is not praying to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for protection like that. But Krishna nevertheless protects. So it is very ironical, apparently it is contradictory situations because a person who is not a pure devotee, or if we are not hearing from pure devotee to understand a particular scenario or pastime, then we will not be able to understand. You see, what was the mistake of Haridas Thakur? Why was he beaten up in 21 places? What was his mistake? He was not at mistake at all, right? Prabhupada asked, what was the mistake of Jesus Christ? What was his mistake? So he was not at mistake at all. They were just trying to preach the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What was the mistake of Prahlad Maharaj? Why did he have to go through so many tribulations? So, but we don't hear, or what was the mistake of Ambrish Maharaj, or what was the mistake of Pandavas, or why was Draupadi being brought in the arena and was trying to be disrobed in front of all the prominent personalities of the family. So, if we only try to understand from our speculative analysis, analytical power or logics or arguments, we will never be able to understand that what is happening there. That is why one needs to hear from a realized soul. And the realized souls teach us that this is how Krishna protects. Okay, even though the pure devotee is not asking, but Krishna protects. But for a common person, the question might be, where is the protection? Why is the protection coming so late? Why it is not coming from the get-go? Why did they have to go through it so that they can be protected? You see, these questions can be, asked. So how will you answer these questions? Why Krishna, didn't change the mind of Duryodhan? Krishna says in 10th chapter Bhagavad Gita that I am the mind. Right, so why Krishna didn't change the mind of Duryodhan and why it had to unfold into a battle of Kurukshetra? Or Krishna could have killed Hiranyakashipu just by his glance or just by sending his energies. But why Prahlad Maharaj had to go through so much of turmoil? And then we say Krishna is protecting. Yes, how will you answer this question? If Krishna is really protecting, then why the protection is not coming from the beginning? Why everything is happening and then protection comes? Yes. Amrita Mataji, go ahead.
Mataji, I feel it's for others to learn.
Others to learn what? To learn what?
because somewhere a few days ago I heard you saying about learning through an example or something like that. I don't know. I can't get it right, but that is
Okay,
what comes to my
learn
mind.
what? Okay.
Uh, Life lessons.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I've got it in my mind, but I can't express it.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
remember your lines, but I can't put it in words. I'll hear it from you, Mataji. Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna. Madhumay Krishna Kanta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mantaji, he uses his pure devotees in the form of this, like the Yudhishthira Maharaja, Pandavas, or Prahlad Maharaja, or sorry, yes, Prahlad Maharaja, and teaches us the lesson like how they are not suffering because of their karma, but they are used as an instrument in the hand of God to teach us lessons, Mataji. So that is why he comes at the end to save them, and Prahlad Maharaja doesn't come in the beginning. Wants to
Okay.
know how deep their their intensity of the Shraddha or the Nishtha with the God, that he wants us to learn that. They are not at all this thing, uh, what you call, they are not swayed away from the difficulties, but they have firm faith in Krishna. These Pandavas, even though they had so many difficult, but their faith in Krishna never at all it's swayed away from them. So he wants us to teach through them. That
Okay, very nice.
I
Okay, the
like.
external reason. Thank you. Pran Nandini Madhuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Actually, it's just
Krishna.
now to show us how far the devotees are and how they are deep rooted in their patience. So to teach us that we should also be patient and have deep faith in Lord. That whatever Lord is doing, that is for the benefit of us and for benefit of all. Some time or other God will come. We should have deep faith in Him. Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
thank you. Hey, Krishna. Yes, Mataji, you want to say one more time? Amrita.
Yeah, on second thoughts, is it that he will be born as a pure devotee in his next birth?
No, they're already pure devotees, no?
Oh, yes, true, Mataji. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Krishna. You see, thank you so much for everyone. So you see, whatever Krishna does, there is always an external reason and an internal reason. Okay, externally, yes, you can say that the devotees, pure devotees, a devotee who may be exposed to all these kleshas of life, but they don't get impacted because, first of all, they're not at that level. We suffer, Bhakti Vinod Thakur Prabhupada says, right, that there's six kind of forces that uh, pull a conditioned soul. I don't remember all, but like fear, anger, tiredness, sleep, thirst. So there's six, he lists like that, six kind of forces that pull a conditioned soul, in this material world. But a pure devotee is not at that level. So he never nonetheless comes, even though a pure devotee is not suffering because they are not impacted by the external factors. It's like the example analogy given is that there may be torrents of rain, but if somebody is sitting inside the car and the windows and everything is closed, okay, there's rain, but they're not getting wet, right? They're protected. So the devotee is not at the level, but the internal reason is he is giving protection. You see, Krishna doesn't lie. He has told a lot of lies, but he doesn't lie when he talks about his devotees, his pure devotees, because that is his weak point. That is why devotional service, pure devotional service, is rarely achieved, right? So, Sudurlabha, one of the six characteristics of pure devotional service, as we study in Nectar of Devotion, is it is very rarely achieved because it is Shri Krishna Karshani. It attracts even Krishna. Krishna gets sold by it. So he is not going to lie in his care for pure devotee. We study in Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur Prabhupada that when Haridas Thakur was being beaten up in the 21 marketplaces, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was embracing him throughout. So Haridas Thakur did not get any blow. It was taken all by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We study that, when Amrish Maharaj was being attempted to be condemned by Durvasa Muni, how Durvasa Muni had to run for his life. So he's already protecting. Or when in Sri Lakshmi Sampradaya, I think we have discussed it before, when Prahlad Maharaj was asked that wasn't he scared when he had to, jump in, when he was made to jump in the middle of the snakes. So he replied, right? He replied that my father is Vishnu and Vishnu is resting on Anantashesha. So Anantashesha is a servant of my father. So do you think if I am thrown in the middle of my father's servant, I will be affected? I will be harmed? I said, okay, when you were made to sit in the fire. So the protection is already there. He was not burnt. So didn't you feel scared that you're gonna be, made to sit in fire? So he replied that fire represents mouth of Vishnu. My father is Vishnu, right? Fire represents mouth of Vishnu. So do you think if you put me in the mouth of my father, I will be harmed? You see, their level is different, and Krishna is indeed protecting. In all those circumstances, he was protected. So Krishna alone can do these things. There is nobody else who can do it. So the protection comes, understand it in the external manner. Yes, he's using his devotees as examples, but the devotees are not suffering. They're not in pain because they are fully convinced that they belong to Krishna, and then it becomes Krishna's problem, how to take care of these devotees. One time we were reflecting on Krishna killing all these demons in Vrindavan. In all the Gopas and all his friends were having the time of their life. Krishna was the one who had to fight and kill all the demons. Right? None of them were fighting. Krishna was protecting them. So it's like, because Krishna was more in anxiety than how to protect them. When Brahma stole Krishna's friends, he was in anxiety. Now the mothers, the all the village devotees what will they do when they'll not see their children back in the evening? So he had to make arrangements and protect the devotees there also in Vrindavan, and also with Brahma also. You see, Krishna is so smart. No one can play so intelligently in this world. So in this manner, understand that becoming a pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead means all protection at all given circumstances. Even if we say apparently, Parikshit Maharaj, okay, Parikshit Maharaj had to leave his body when he was bitten by the snake bird at the end of the 7 days. So you say, but his mother came, right? His mother came at the end to and expressed her anxiety that and Parikshit Maharaj asked, why are you in anxiety? And she expressed that because you're going to die. And he said, but I am relishing all the nectar that I heard from Sukdev Goswami in all these time. So I am really fearless because my destination I can see. So his mother asked him that, okay, can you summarize what you learned? So then he said, why not? And then Brihad Bhagavatamrita came out. Right? So like that, he's gonna die. But he's telling this Brihad Bhagavatamrita to his mother. So basically, death externally is looking like the time factor is gonna annihilate the devotee or vanquish the devotee, but it is just a change of body to get to Goloka Vrindavan and have either of the 5 muktis that Prabhupada is writing, or the mellows that one can enjoy with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there is no point of any doubt that Krishna's protection is always there. And Krishna alone can give such a protection. And demigods have fully understood it, and that is why they have approached Krishna at the end. And if we are able to approach Krishna, with all our heart, then we are very fortunate. Understand, there is this definition of fortune going around in the world by how much education one has, how much, mostly money, how much money one has, how many assets one has, what kind of clothes one wears, what kind of jewelry one wears. Fortune 500, something like that, right? What is your net worth? You see, this is very relative, because if you go to upper planetary system, then there are more fortunate people, more fortunate demigods. As you go up, 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 upper planetary system, there'll be this will always be a relative fortune. But absolute fortunate situation for a person, any person and any circumstances, that we are able to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead with all our heart and full surrender. And then Krishna makes sure that this fortune multiplies. If Prabhupada said, if you want to go to Krishna, you take one step towards Krishna, Krishna takes 10 steps towards you. So it's up to us. We want to lead our life in this subtle, argumentative, or subtle zone of what is and who is more fortunate, or look at our life from absolute platform and become very fortunate by surrendering to Supreme Personality of Godhead under any circumstances. Okay, such a devotee who has no material desire but becomes but has sacrificed everything for service of Krishna, and his only source of relief is Lord, is called Akinchana. Right, there's this very nice verse. Prabhupada gives such a nice class on this particular verse. Namo Akinchana Vittaya. Who knows the verse? Nivritta Gunavittaye. Atma Ramaya Shantaya. Kevalya Pataye Namaha. When Prabhupada is giving this class, he's so happy. Pranandi Mataji, go ahead. Namo Kinchana Vittaya.
चित्ताय निवृत्त गुणवृत्तये आत्मारामाय शान्ताय कैवल्यपतये नमः.
Very nice.
Hare.
So, Kevalya Pataye Namaha. Krishna, you are the property of the impoverished. So, externally, it may appear as we advance in Krishna consciousness. One time, and very nice devotee was visiting Gita Nagri from ISKCON Houston. ISKCON Houston is a very big temple. And I remember at Mataji saying that, as we progress in Krishna consciousness, we may feel that, oh, maybe I have lagged behind in so many things. Maybe I could have done better in my career. Maybe I could have done better in here, better there. But all my life I did temple service in temple, chanted Hare Krishna. Each and every single day of my life, I did this. But say, you know what? At some point in your life, everything stands still, and you feel so immensely happy, because Krishna is the Atma Ram. No, Krishna is the source of that happiness in the heart, and then gives that sense of happiness and reassurance that actually the time and energy was invested in the right manner. Okay, because we are looking at ourselves for external validation, but Krishna consciousness is an internal validation which we cannot put a rubber stamp on or garland someone that you did this. Okay, so this is one thing in our life which we'll never be wrong at, ever, if we approach Krishna. I'm not saying don't make a career, don't study, don't have a family, by saying, again, the center point is Krishna. It has to be centered around Krishna. I think I'll stop here. So understand Lord's protection is always there. Understand the external reason and the internal reason. Paritrana sadhunam vinasha duskritam. So Prabhupada explains vinasha duskritam. Krishna can send his agent. Why does he have to come himself to kill anyone? But the real reason is he comes to give pleasure to his devotees, because his devotees want to see him. I think I'll stop here. Any questions, reflections, realizations, corrections, complaints? Nothing? No questions, no reflections, no realizations.